I got to start off with a smile. I'm a little late. I had to go pick up my food. DoorDash from the main office. I'm coming live from the classroom. Happy, tantalizing, terrific Tuesday. It's Real Estate Tuesday. Aren't y'all excited about Real Estate Tuesday? Let's get into it. I had this discussion before last year about because everybody getting a tax refund, everybody in the money. How's everybody doing today? Drop in the comments. How are you feeling today? I would love to know. How you feeling today? How's your day going? It's lunchtime slash break time or whatever it is. However it is your day is flowing. I would love to know how is your day going. So drop that in the comments. My name is Toria Howard. If you don't know who I am, and I am educated by day, but I'm also a real estate professional and financial literacy educator, and also help business owners get business funding for their ventures, their businesses, or real estate, or whatever the case may be. So happy to be here. Always grateful for another day to serve God and His people. I always say that. So it's always great. So let's talk about this money you all got to get. Hi, Marshawn. So all of you getting all this, big money, this big money, tax money. I wish I was you. That's good, that's great. But what you're gonna do with it this year? So I had a friend who every single year she did the same thing. She went to a car lot. Yeah, I know the car lots. The tote the note lots. Now listen, if that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. I'm not knocking it, but every year she did the same thing, and every year she had to do the same thing by buying the same car that broke down or whatever the case may be, or she couldn't pay for it. Not just her, I had several people to do that. So I'm going to talk about something that you should do instead of that will help you get the car, a better car with better terms, if that's what you want. But I'm a real estate professional, so I always want people to buy real estate because it's always a good time to buy real estate, right? So one thing that people neglect to do, I know you got to pay down your bills, and you got to do that, but you got to do that smartly. You have to do that in a smart way. Um, because if you're paying off collections, if you're paying off things that's not going to come off your credit report, you're wasting money. So you have to do it in a way that will be smart for you, a smart investment for you. So one of the things that you need to invest in is your financial literacy education. I know, listen, education as an adult is kind of like a taboo word sometimes for people. It's kind of like you think about a classroom and somebody teaching you and all of that, right? It has a lot of ills, wheels, and pains when it comes to that. But as adults, we got to understand that continuous education is a part of life. You learn something every day, regardless if you want to or not. You're forced to learn something every day. So dedicated portion of your tax refund to your financial literacy education is essential. If it's credit repair, budgeting, investing, other life insurance, whatever that is, you need to set aside some money to invest in your financial literacy education, period. We are in an election year. It's a lot of things that's about to transpire. It's a lot of things that's about to turn over. It's a lot of things that's about to happen in our economic climate, in our political climate. Whatever's happening in our political climates dictate the money. So you need to make sure that your financial wheelhouse is in order. And one of the ways you do that is invest in your financial literacy education. Well, however that is, if you do it with me, you do it with somebody else, you need to find out the education on your own. One thing that Robert Kiyosaki says um, the in Rich Dad Poor Dad, and also in the cash flow quadrant, is that you can't invest in something that you don't know anything about. You have to educate yourself. And then once you educate yourself, of course, you can hire somebody to help you out with the rest, but you have to educate yourself first. You have to have some knowledge of the process of what you need to do so that you can pick the right people to help you move further along quicker, because we can't do this alone. So financial education, like I said, includes credit repair, budgeting, saving, how to pay off debt. And a lot of people choose to pay off debt in a way that is not smart. You don't have to spend all of your money paying off your debt. You can do a snowball effect. Okay. So if you're getting a large sum of money, you can start with the highest debt, and then you do more. So you do the minimum, whatever your minimum payment is, plus, you know, I would say, 10 to 20% more. So if you owe $70, I would double that. So if you can afford that, you would double that. So you'll pay 140 instead of 70. Or if you can quadruple it, do that. Or triple it, do that. However it is, whatever the highest interest and the highest debt is, you basically put more money into that, pay the minimum plus like $5 to $10 over for the other credit cards that you have. Then you can still keep that afloat while you're paying off the highest one. And what you do, because you're not going to miss that money, don't go out and spend the money. You're not going to miss that money. You just go and put that whatever you were paying on that higher debt, and you put it on the next debt. So if you were paying 140 for that one, you'll pay the minimum, because you're not missing that money either. You pay the minimum plus the 140 to pay the next debt off, and you just snowball it down. So you pay it off. That's the best way, instead of expending all your money at once, because you want to invest. You want your money to move. You want your money to work for you. So whatever it is that you need to do in that sense, investing in whatever it is. If you don't want to invest in the stock market or whatever, find something that you want to invest in that makes your money move and work for you. Our money is a vehicle. It's supposed to move. So I just talked about pay that. My second tip was to pay off high interest debt. So that's essential. So the first tip is to invest in your financial literacy education, whatever that is to you: credit repair, budgeting, investing, savings, paying off debt, those different things. Then you focus on paying off the high interest debt. And the thing is, you want to focus on the higher interest, because that is what you're expending more money out for. You paying more for. So you want to make sure that you are paying that first. Chunking as much money as you can at that, in a sense, in a smart way. Know how much you pay every single day for interest. Your interest is compounded daily. So know how much your interest payment is. That's another way that you can pay off the high interest debt. Know how much your interest payment is daily. Calculate that weekly or bi-weekly, however you want to do it. Put that amount of money plus your minimum on there to pay that off. You can do it that way as well. Also, in a sense, too, in this time when you're getting a large sum of money for your tax refund, some of y'all getting bands like 10,000, something like that. I wish. But, some people may be getting more. But you need to build an emergency fund 6 months out, a year out of your salary, if you're, as much as you can, I should say. How much do you get paid weekly? Come up with a plan for yourself. Like, your money has to have a plan, because if you don't have a plan for your money, somebody else and other things will have a plan for your money. How many times have you gone into your account and things are just coming out because you either swiping or you got subscriptions or whatever the case may be? Yeah, your money already has a plan if you don't have a plan for it. So you need to make sure that you're being mindful of all of those things. So building that emergency fund, 3 months. If you want to start small, because people tend to be scared. It's funny. People tend to be scared to save money, to invest money, to secure money, but will spend money without having a problem. It's ironic. I used to be that person. So I'm talking about myself too. So you will spend it on clothes, because I like fashions. I like shoes and all of that. I'm not really into purses or whatever like that, but I like shoes and clothes and all of that, jewelry and perfume, and I like buying gifts for people, all that type of stuff. I didn't have no problem doing that, but when it came to saving, I had a problem. I had to make sure that I made myself disciplined by making it come out my check to go to another bank that I didn't have easy access to. That's how I became disciplined in saving. I just made it come out my direct deposit into another bank that only had an ATM card for it. I have a debit card for it, and the bank closed before I got off work. So it made it hard for me, because I was coaching at the time, coaching girls basketball. It made it hard for me to be able to go get that money. So if I wanted to get that money, I had to go take time off work. I had to do a lot of things. So whatever it is that you need to do to be disciplined to make that emergency fund, do that. And when I did that, I had enough money, because I ended up buying a home with the teacher incentives that I had in Tennessee. I had enough money saved because I made myself disciplined by restricting myself. So I started off with $50 every 2 weeks. Then I increased it to $100. Then I increased it to $150. Another thing that I did, because I started off investing slow, I did Acorns. If anybody is familiar with Acorns, Acorns is an app that will invest your money for you on the stock market, and in different areas. They do stock market, ETFs, crypto. They do all different types of investments, and they spread it around. So they do the big, the top seven, the Apples, the Amazons, the Googles. They do those for you, and then they spread it out. They do REITs for you, which is real estate investment trust. So if you want to invest in real estate but don't want to be hands-on with real estate, you can still do that. Think about all those companies that like Target, Walmart, they don't pay for that real estate. Just to let you know, they don't pay for that real estate. They are paying rent to somebody. So who are they paying rent to? That's who you need to find out. Those are REITs. So real estate investment trusts, people that are owning these buildings as these big corporations are renting out. You can invest in that. And a lot of these REITs give dividends. What are dividends? Meaning that they give you money back for investing in their company every year. So you need to find those type of investments. So it's so many different things, but building an emergency fund, and if you're building an emergency fund, you need to be doing it in a high interest savings account. They have high interest. The highest I've seen is like 5%. But they have other funds that you can invest in. That's kind of like a savings. It's not. Look, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just telling you some things that I've done before. But you can invest in other things that give you like 7 to 10% yield. The stock market does that, but you just have to invest wisely. But you have to learn it. That's about financial literacy education. You have all these stockbrokers and all these people that can do it for you, but you need to know what's going on with your money yourself and how it's working. Investigate these companies. Hey, Rob, investigate these companies that are moving and shaking. AI is going crazy right now. If you invested in Nvidia last year, because it was like 150, 160 last year, Nvidia is like 7, 8, 900 right now, like between that range, and they about to continue to climb. So if you hit that lick, kudos to you. If you traded that lick, kudos to you, because that means you made some bands. I know the one stock trader Mike, the dude, he made like $1 million, like off of that. So you just have to learn it for yourself and stop wanting somebody to do it for you. That's another thing. Like, you got to get your money to move in a way that you know where it's moving and how it's moving. You don't have to be an expert in it, but you got to have some knowledge. And that's how people get their money taken. How many celebrities or people that you've known that they invested money into places and gave money to people and were like, okay, invest it for me. And then they turn around and then it sold their money, or there's no return or no yield. How many people have invested in credit repair and all these other different people, and they haven't seen no results, and they took their money? I'm just saying. You have to be able to you have to know this, you have to have the education on your own in order to be able to be knowledgeable of what's going on with your money. So I talked about investing in your financial literacy education. I'm big on that. That's first and foremost. Using your tax money to do that, paying off high interest debt in a smart way. Okay. Building an emergency fund. And of course, I got to talk about real estate. You got to explore real estate investment opportunities. You know why? Real estate is one of the ways that the wealthy stay wealthy. They invest in real estate in all different types of ways. They invest in real estate funds. They have properties of their own. They do all different types of things. You just have to figure out what you want to do as far as the investment part of it. I talked about REITs, which is real estate investment trust. That's still investing in real estate without having your hands on, and you can get dividends back, meaning they'll pay you at the end of the year. So, but conduct your research. If you want to do fix and flips, find a mentor, invest in a mentor, use your tax money to invest in a mentor who has receipts. Okay. Make sure these people know what they're doing. I know a few of them. I know a lot of great real estate people. So invest in those people that have receipts, that they have properties they're actually doing or have done, or whatever the case may be, and figure out how to do that with them, but do it in your own way, but use what's already there. when you have knowledge, you move faster. Without the knowledge, you move slower because you make mistakes. The more mistakes, or I should say lessons. You learn a lot of lessons, but money lessons are the hardest lessons to learn. You don't want to keep making those hard money. I've made a lot of money lessons. Okay. I told my story a few times, but you need to make sure that you're investing in home ownership. What do you know your market? Talk to a real estate professional who are, that knows investing. Know your market. Know what's going on in your city. Anytime you see a landmark, anytime you see businesses moving in a part of town that's usually was bad or whatever, that's where you need to invest. If they're putting in any municipal buildings, any type of government buildings, if there is companies and corporations moving to that city or that town, that's where you need to invest. Know your market. Definitely consult a real estate professional like myself or somebody in your area. And if you don't know anybody in your area, I know real estate agents across this country. You need to make sure you know your market for yourself. Go back to my video that I made I did it 2 weeks ago because I was off last week. When I told you how I showed you the questions that you could ask real estate professionals. I did a carousel and I did a live on it. So go take some notes on that. But you need to be able to ask the right questions to this real estate professional. But in order for you to ask the right questions, you got to get the education first. So invest in real estate with your tax money. Grow your wealth and your net worth and your asset class, because your assets are supposed to pay you. Your job is just for, your essentials. But those extra things that you want, those shoes, those clothes, the purses, the bags, the vacations, your assets should be paying for those things. And in order for you to gain assets, you got to invest. Take your tax money, invest this money. Stop doing the same cycle every single year, buying the same jalopy car, going to these. Look, if you got to go to Total, no, I'm not trying to listen, but I'm just telling you. When they cut your car off when you don't pay, you're paying all that high interest. Like, why are you paying $600 on something that's a 2014? Like, that's crazy. $700, $800 for something that's 10 years old. That's crazy. So you look at all the money that you're spending per month, and then it's going to take you forever to pay that car off. 18 to 24, 30% interest rates. People are not even looking at that. They just look at, I just got a car, I got it. But if you invest in your financial literacy and investments, you will be able to just sacrifice for a little bit. You'll be able to get the car that you really want at the interest rate that you deserve, instead of paying all this money to these people that's stealing from you. They basically stealing. Like I said, invest in real estate. It's so many different ways. You can do crowdfunding platforms for real estate. You can purchase real estate investment trusts. You can partner up with people and invest, in properties. Get together with your people. Y'all get together. Y'all friends get together to eat, to drink, to play cards, do all that. But nobody get together to talk about investing and helping each other move forward. I'm just saying. I'm guilty. Go to brunch with my girls or whatever the case may be. We don't be, we do now, but we in the past, we don't talk about how we can invest with each other, how we can help each other, how we can get our network, increase our net worth. How many frivolous conversations are you having with your friends that has nothing to do with money moving? And this is a time when people are getting flooded with money. People are getting flooded with money from taxes, from, whatever it is, right now, this stretch of time from February to April, into June, sometimes, you're getting money, in large lump sums of money, especially those of you that are getting, I wish I would have known this, but those of you that get refund checks from school, you getting 5-figure refund checks, you should be flipping those. I should have did that. I had about 8 to 10 5-figure refund checks from school because I have 3 degrees. And if I would have known what I know now, I'd have been a millionaire, multi-millionaire by now. Because I would have took those 5 and 6 and 7 bands and invested it in education first, and then took it and invested it in real estate or other investments or whatever the case may be. I'm just a proponent for real estate because that's what I love. But use your tax money to make that money make more money for you, instead of using that money to continuously be in the same cycle continuous every year. So last but not least, invest in home ownership. It's so many, if You can make your home an asset if you play your cards right, if you play the game right. So you want to purchase your own home. If it's a long-term investment, of course, but there's so much money that these states and these counties and these cities have for people to buy real estate, especially if you are a teacher, firefighter, police officer, any first responders. They have so much money out here, especially if you are a first time home buyer. It's so much money out here, but you have to have money in order to get the money. So you have to have at least 3 months of your mortgage payments saved. So those of you that get these, 5-figure, 6-figure, no, not 6-figure, but 5-figure refund checks for your taxes or wherever it's coming from, you can put that in a high yield savings account. You just have to show that you have the money. You don't even have to usually use it, but you usually have to, pay for your inspections, appraisal. Sometimes they even have a grant to help you pay for those things, depending on your income. So you have to pay for your inspection, your appraisal, and other like you have to sign up for your homeowner's insurance, your home warranty, those different types of things. But you don't have to come up with a down payment. They got the down payment for you. So why not use the money that you already have to invest in home ownership right now? And if you don't have a credit score, hold that money and invest in financial literacy first, and then go back and leave that money there, leave it there, and then buy the home when you can. Because during this time period is the best time to get your finances in order, because the summer months are coming, and that's when more homes are going to be flooding the market. They're predicting that the interest rates are supposed to dip. Who knows, the Feds, whatever. But we're in a political year. We're in a presidential year. So the president is going to try to make things a little easier for people so that you can vote for him. So you need to take advantage of all these opportunities that's going to be arising here in the later months. The closer we get to November, the more and more we're going to see these incentives coming down from the government. So you need to take advantage of this by taking your, IRS money, your tax refund money, and investing it in yourself first. Just like Robert Kiyosaki says, you have to pay yourself first, then pay everybody else. Pay yourself first. So how are you paying yourself first? Through education. Investing in financial literacy education. Pay off your high interest debt in a smart way using a snowball method. Put your emergency fund at least 3 months, and that could be used, for your the money that you can buy your home with. Okay, that's kind of like a double thing. Have an emergency fund and a high yield savings account, something that's 4 to 5%. They have banks that do that. Just do your research. Invest in real estate. Real estate going to appreciate, like in Memphis. Real estate appreciates 1 to 5% every year, regardless if it's a down year in real estate or whatever. In Detroit, prices in Detroit have risen 23% in the last couple years. That's a huge jump. I know 23% don't sound like a lot, but it's a lot when you're talking about real estate. So know your market, invest in where you are, or get you a mentor that show you how to invest across the country. You got so many people that's doing tax deeds, tax liens, what's the other one I'm thinking of? Code enforcements. People, you could get homes from code enforcements too, from your county. Whatever, people that don't keep because there's a lot of out of state investors all across this country who just, don't keep up with their properties. They got code enforcements, and the more they have those code enforcements, they're going to put the property up. So those are some ways that you can get properties, tax deeds, tax liens. Find out what it is in your state. I know Tennessee is hybrid. Michigan is tax lien, if I'm not mistaken. But it might be hybrid too. I gotta go back and look, but I think it's tax lien. But find out what it is in your state. Figure out what that means, okay? And get you a mentor who knows how to do that and invest. And then take your tax refund and invest in home ownership. And if you are not qualified right now, I can show you how to do that. I can show you how to get qualified, because I'm a real estate professional and I'm a financial literacy educator. So I can show you how to get qualified. I talk to lenders all the time and underwriters. I know what your credit report needs to look like in order for you to become a homeowner. But you have to be able to be disciplined enough to set that money to the side. Just be disciplined for a short period of time. Just a short period of time. That's all you have to do. It's just a short period of time. You know, it might take you 6 months. It might take you a year. That a year flies by. We are already at the end of February, okay, in 2024. About to go into the last month of the first quarter in March. So time flies, and currency, time is a currency. So make sure that you are doing what you need to do to invest in yourself, especially during this tax season. So it's lunchtime. Well, actually, this is my lunchtime, but I'm about to eat my lunch because it's sitting over here waiting on me. But I would love to help and coach you through this process. Let me know. Reach out to me, DM me, share this with somebody you feel like this will help, because that's what I'm here to do. Um, and like I said, let me go back through. Okay. So 5 tips on how to use your tax money, right? Invest in financial literacy education, whatever that is for you. Credit repair, budgeting, saving, investing, debt payoff, life insurance. Learn about these things. Get with the right people, right? Like myself or whoever you feel like you can trust. Pay off high interest debt by using a smart method like the snowball method, and not just throwing money at your bills and not understanding how it works. Because sometimes when you do that, you learn a lesson, a hard money lesson. Okay, get you a emergency fund, at least 3 months of savings. That can help you buy your home as well. Explore real estate investment opportunities. Talking about REITs, crowdfunding platforms. There's a lot of people that are doing like investments overseas, like in the Dominican Republic and stuff like that, where you can buy, doors for like $500 to $2,000, and once they finish with the project and everything, I think it actuates in like 5 years. You can cash out, or you can keep the money flowing, because you will be able to get money every single month off of those doors. Or cash out when the 5 year or 2 year, it's either 2 to 5 years. It depends on however they got it written up. But that's just another way for you to be able to invest in real estate that's hands off, but you still get money every month. It's all about residual and passive, right? And then invest in home ownership. Buy your own home. And it's so much money out here for you to do it. So much money. So much money. Check your state, your county, your city. Check with a lender. I did do it. I did a live, and also I did a carousel, and I think I did a reel on how to ask the right questions to the lenders as well, because they work for you. You don't work for them. So I bid you adieu, like they say in Shakespeare. It's lunchtime for me. I'm gonna get my lunch on. I think I have an assembly or something I'm supposed to go to right quick too. I'm late. But I'll see y'all later. I see you in these social media streets. And those of you that I know personally, I'll see you in person then. Y'all have a blessed day. Thank you for tuning in. And like I said, drop some in the comments. Let me know if this was some good information. Give your girl some love. Share it with somebody. Give me some love. Show me some love today. But y'all have a blessed day, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.